music and gaming, you mentioned composing some music as well for you've worked with Mike Bithell on some games. Tell us
Who
about
did Thomas Was Alone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was. I mean, which is a really abstract kind of adventure game.
Just him and Danny Wallace talking about squares.
Yeah,
while
you're bouncing along. I mean, I remember when it came out. There was the community went pretty wild for it because it was such a different take on a game. Yeah, it was really popular. What have you been working on with Bithell games?
I've done a couple of games for him, again, like narrative, because he's a storyteller. That's his job, like working with Pip. He was a storyteller. I kind of see them as the same thing. But we did a couple of kind of text adventures, a bit more than that, rather than just text on stream. But yeah, called Subsurface Circular and Quarantine Circular. But yes, just an interesting thing with music and gaming. And if I write a song, say I was lucky enough to work with Stormzy, I'd write a beat that fit for 3 minutes, because that's all you need to listen to. He's got to get his message across, and we move on to the next song on the playlist or whatever. In gaming, it doesn't work like that. If you're playing, I don't know, Super Meat Boy, and you're stuck on a level, you're hearing that music over and over and over and over, and it's a weird skill to be able to find a beat that you listen to and go, yeah, at the same time as you're still listening to it 44 minutes later and going, yeah, or at least not, oh no, not again, not this song. This was hurting my little ears.
There is a fine line for sure.
It's like a weird skill.
Because I think it's in Quarantine. Is the premise of the game that you're talking to an alien? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like aliens come to Earth and you're literally trying to make those first steps of first contact.
That's quite interesting, isn't it?
But the world itself is post-apocalyptical. I don't want to spoil any of it, but
spoiler alert,
there's that. And Subsurface Circular is a similar idea, but you are essentially a security guard on the Circle Line, but a futuristic Circle Line.
Okay.
But you're also a droid.
Right.
And you can't leave the train ever.
Being the Circle Line, are you just constantly apologising for it being broken or
Basically,
not working?
Yeah. Well, it's not in a circle anymore.
Why is it taking 10 minutes? Just get here now.
But yeah, so it's kind of like these very the way Mike wrote those games was very much about, they're almost like, you get movies that are just set in one room. They've got that vibe, but how to break out of that room without ever leaving that room and tell a story from that. And it's really interesting.
Do you get quite a brief of what they're after, or are you kind of, this is what the game's premise is, this is what the story arc is, make something for it?
So originally, Subsurface Circular was I was just going to write the little stings to each chapter, and that be it. But Mike had these characters called listeners who are just like droids with headphones on, and they're just bobbing away while you're just going along the tube. And I was like, well, they can all be listening to music. And like, Mike, can you make their heads move at different speeds? He was like, yeah, all right, make his go faster and I'll give him some drum and bass. So we kind of, that first one came about more that I was like, well, if they're on the tube, they're going to be listening to something and we're going to hear that. Whereas Quarantine Circular was very much, Mike was like, this is the big revelation chapter. I need this tension and but again, still having to work in loops.
Yeah.
So like, because people read at different speeds.
Yeah.
Again,
if
I'd written it for a movie, I could write exactly to the movement of the person. But, if someone's second language is English, they might have to listen to my music 4 times before they finish reading it.
Is it something that you've kind of, having had that experience working on like an indie title, is it something that you kind of feel that you would want to take on if you were like given like a AAA game opportunity? Is it something, can you imagine the breadth of work that would take to actually create game music like that?
I like, it would depend what it was. If it was like a Doom-esque thing where it's quite, Doom is an album in itself. Like you've got, each level is a song. It's a very, I don't know, like those closed worlds, those more linear worlds, I find interesting because you can really get in and feel that space. But open world stuff feels just doesn't feel as exciting because the person can kind of hear it out of context.
Yeah.
I've always liked albums to feel like albums. So as you're moving through, you're getting taken to different places.
Sure.
Like,
So-
it's weird. Like, if you go and listen to Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation of Millions, it's actually a really badly structured album because all the hits are at the start and then you just get essentially B-sides. And it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
You know, just pepper the...
Yeah.
You know, but I think we hear music out of context so much that it's nice when you get the opportunity to tell a story with it, you know?
Yeah, of course. And story, there's about story games. There's a lot of games out there with like a great narrative anyway. I mean, you've always kind of been a fan of campaign-based games, right?
Yeah,
Like stories, like what are some of the
Well, I think
favorites?
part of it is because, like, for streaming as well, it's kind of nice. It's actually a nice way to engage with other people. Like, when so-and-so does... It's like, no way! Oh my God! You know, it's more exciting to me to share that than it would be to, I don't know. Oh, cool cards have got an exotic. You know, it doesn't excite me.
Yeah.
Well, I get very excited about the exotic, but you know what I mean. But no, I just like what narrative games can do, especially some of the indie titles like Observation that came out earlier this year. You're basically the AI on a spaceship and trying to work out what the hell's going on. Like aliens and shenanigans and people mind control going on and stuff, but you're literally seeing the whole game through CCTV. But yeah, they just managed, it's a Scottish company called No Code, and they managed to tell an amazing, enthralling story, like super atmospheric, feels like 2001 or like the first Alien. You know,
That sounds great. I've
it's
not
like
played
a
that.
15 quid game
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Epic.
Yeah,
Boo,
yeah.
Epic. Boo.